Morning. Chris Breinmach here from Mankwe Overlanding. In the previous episodes, we looked at what the challenge is to go overlanding and camping. And through the years, as we said there, we divided a system to improve our camping all the time. Because at the end of the day, what we are trying to do is to make it memorable and easy for everybody that goes onto the tours with us, or just even our own tours, to make it easy. So where did we all stand and so on? But for today's video, it's all about, we want to start off with the GVM of a vehicle. We're all passionate about our vehicles, our overland vehicles, so on. We want to personalize it there, and there's nothing wrong with it there. There's nothing more exciting and so on there to personalize your vehicle. Put the stuff on there that you believe will help you making your trip more memorable and easy. So that's why we put in on a bull bar. We put in a winch, because if we're in trouble, we would like to get ourselves out of it there. Side steps, rock crawlers. There, we're taking out our side steps off and put rock crawlers on there, because we all bend our side steps and they are not very tough. Then we go about and say, geez, there must be a dual battery system in there, because we want a fridge there, we want lights there, and we don't want to run down our main battery. So we all put the money in there, put a dual battery system in there with all the extra tools that's required to run a dual battery system properly. Then a drawer system. Oh man, there's nothing like a nice drawer system into your car to get yourself organized, which is great on there. Then we want to put a fridge in there, so that at least we can put our cold drinks and our mixes in there, and our ice, because we don't want a warm beer or something to drink that is warm. But then we also start realizing on there, we need to stay somewhere. It's either a tent or a rooftop tent that we need to take along with us. So we need a roof carrier to put on. Once we put a roof carrier on there, we might need some chairs as well as a table that needs to go in there. So we add that to our vehicle. And then we realize and so on there, geez, like, we want to put our clothes somewhere, because they're all in bags. Then we start putting some bit of a drawer system in there for the clothes as well on there. And before we realize, well, that's for me, before I realized and so on there, I was actually almost overweight already, above GVM. So the one day I took it to a weighbridge, and to my shock, it was a vehicle fully kitted, but there was no food in there, no clothes in there, no water in there, and it was just myself, and I filled it up, the tank, with fuel. And then there was a weighbridge. So I took it to the weighbridge, and I just asked the guys, can they measure it for me? Put it on there. To my shock, I was already overweight. Now the Prado GVM allows you to go to 2,980 kilograms. When I weighed it, it was already 3.1 tons. So I was already almost 120 kilos overweight on there. And that shocked me a little bit. But before we can understand the GVM of the vehicle and so on, there is a few concepts that we need to understand. That's tear or curb weight. There's a difference between the two, and the GVM. Now the GVM is your total vehicle, or your gross vehicle mass. That is the maximum mass that your vehicle can be after everything is packed in. Tear is basically the weight of your vehicle just after manufacturing, with only 10 liters of fuel in it there, nobody else, nothing further inside of your vehicle. There's another term called curb weight. Curb weight means that it is your vehicle manufactured weight plus your driver, plus a full tank of fuel. What you do with that is that you are, sorry, is that you deduct either your tire or your curb weight from your gross vehicle mass. And that determines exactly what is your payload that you can put onto your vehicle. And then I started realizing that, you know what, I need to make sure that I can distribute the weight somewhere, somehow. So we've opted for a few options on there. You know, you either can get a tent, but it doesn't allow, the tent will be in the car as well there. So in the early days, we opted for a caravan. But my experience with a caravan in the areas that we go, difficult. You struggle to get through all the sand in Botswana, especially in Moremi, those areas on there when it's dry, it's warm, the sand is loose. You struggle to get it through. Not impossible, but it's possible and so on there. So it becomes a burden to drive for me at least. Then we've opted for a trailer. I rented a trailer to see what it's all about. It's always definitely it's lighter than what the caravan was. It's a lot easier to tow in those circumstances. I actually took that rental trailer to Moremi, but it was a lot of the trailer that we rented, a lot of effort to get the tent up in there. We still sat with all the wolf packs. We had the wolf packs on there. Everything doesn't have its place on there, so the packing has got enough space to pack and enough weight to carry to distribute the weight, but it becomes an issue still when you stop, you unpack. It takes an hour and a half before you really settle down. Then I decided it's not my option, and then for long we stayed with the Prado and the rooftop tent. But I realized as well on there, what is my insurance going to do? I'm actually overweight. If I'm in an accident, what's insurance? So if you look at the fine print in your insurance, when you illegally driving your vehicle, and overweight means also there's escape clause that you're illegally driving your vehicle illegally because it's overweight. So then again, we opted and we said, right, I have a Fender trailer. So we moved a lot of weight to the Fender trailer, the rooftop tent, the water, and a lot of our stuff we've moved back to the Fender trailer. And we did a Kalahari trip. The Fender trailer didn't last very long in the South African side of the Kalahari, especially the roof carrier where the rooftop tent was on there. So we came back, we decided, okay, we need to have a proper 4x4 trailer. For that, we opted for the Jurgens XT140. Loaded up on everything there. We liked our rooftop tent there, so we put the rooftop tent on there and an awning. And then we went on a month trip to the West Coast. Needless to say, it was great. Great distribution of our weight on there, sorted that out. But the problem that we sat there when it rains, because the awning is not a fully covered area there, so we had rain coming through. We were sitting in the rooftop tent, not that easy to, especially in the rain, to change and get dressed. There you have to get down. Again, we still had the wolf packs in the slide at the back. We still had to unpack all the wolf packs, put all the wolf packs out to get everything on there. And when we're driving back from the West Coast back to Johannesburg on there, Basavananki sat there, and we, again, as we always do, what went wrong, what went right, what can we improve, what is the stuff that we should not take with on there. And we decided there that we need to look at a proper 4x4 trailer that will suit us. So we went to one of the shows, and during one of the shows we walked into the Invader stand. We went through the whole stand on there. We came back and we decided, you know what, the Invader Duo X, which is a two-man trailer, really will suit us in what we want to do. The nice things about the Invader is that we can pack it, that everything has got its place. one of our requirements, so that you put everything into its place. When you use it, it goes back into its place. There's no need for everything that's lying around in wolf packs, and we need to unpack the wolf packs. That was a big requirement for us. And all the extras that came with it there. It's true when Invader says, tow like a trailer, but camp like a caravan. There, you've got the space inside. Once the bed and everything is open, you've got the space. You've got the space inside. You've got the double queen size bed. You have space to get dressed. You don't have to go outside. It is all rainproof. So during the rain, no problem. The awning with the Invader as well there, when you open up the awning, there's no rain coming through, especially when it's raining hard on there and you need to prepare your food, prepare coffee during the rain. And the last 4 or 5 trips that we've taken the DOX on it there, I must say it suits us the best. It fits into how we live, how we camp, how we operate during our camping and stayaways or overland trips. So for us, really, the DOX was a game changer for us. And I will go through the things and the way we pack the DOX, as well as how the DOX looks and why we are very impressed with the DOX. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe at the end of this video so that you can't miss any future episodes on content that we are creating. Until next time, bye bye.